What's going on, guys? I'm SceptileMC, or George D, coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners, and today I have for you my week number 3 battle against Mulvone or the Cincinnati Loudreds. Now, this is a very important match, and right now we are sitting at 1-1. We're kind of just in the middle. We don't have a positive differential as of now because we had 2 extremely close games. We're at a -1 differential. We're at 3rd place in our division. We're just kind of in the middle, and I don't like being in the middle. This is the time where we have to pull ahead now. We have to pull, and we really have to make a statement that the Arcaniners are here not as just a middle team. We're going to be contending as a top team. So, sorry, hold on. Some water next to me. Water, H2O. But I had to do this battle really late. There were some problems because of the holiday and everything, Black Friday and all that stuff. So me and Mulvone weren't able to battle until Saturday night, which was very close to the deadline. But so I wasn't able to get out a team builder video again, which I'm sorry. But a quick question: do you guys prefer me to upload a team builder video on Saturday, or would you prefer me to do something like this, which I'm doing right now, which just be like a team builder, a quick run through, not as in depth, but a quick one at the start of the video? And of course, if you guys just want to skip the team builder, you obviously can. And I think I'll just get right into it. Starting off, we have Shifu, the Mega Lopunny. 3rd game in a row I'm bringing it. There's really no other example. It's just incredible. It's the best Pokemon I think on this team. It performs every week. It does its job incredibly. Now this set: Fake Out, High Jump Kick, Return, and Quick Attack. Now I know he has a Landorus T, but I'm expecting the Landorus T to not be his check to my Mega Lopunny. If it's a defensive Landorus T, I go for a return. I do damage, Ice Punch, and I take it out. So I don't think that's going to be his check to my Mega Lopunny. Reason being, well, I just gave you the reason, but so I decided to run the Quick Attack over the Ice Punch. That reason being is he has a lot of Pokemon that can be very threatening. He can run Choice Scarfed Azelf. He can run Choice Scarfed Landorus. He can run Weavile that has the Ice Shard. He has this Zangoose that has the Quick Attack. And the Mega Manectric actually speed ties with me at max speed, which I'm pretty sure he's going to run as well just to try to get the speed tie. So what the Quick Attack kind of gives me there is more of like a safety net. I can Fake Out and then I can Quick Attack for a lot of damage, and if they're under half, the combination of the two is most likely just going to take him out. Also, Weavile, I will not get hit by Ice Shard, won't get hit by a Quick Attack off of Zangoose. It's just a pretty good move to run in my opinion. So that's the set. That's just the sweeper set that I'm going to be running for this week. My next Pokemon, Choice Scarf Scizor. That's right, I have the Choice Scarf. Why am I running Choice Scarf? Well, the reason being is with the Choice Scarf, I am able to outspeed the threats that I need to. I don't have his team in front of me, so I can't put it off the top of my head. I'm sorry, I'm not going to just bring up his team right now. But again, with the Weavile and the Zangoose, my Bullet Punch now outspeeds them, as well as I now outspeed the Weavile on my own. I can U-turn out on the Weavile, and I can get in like initiative. I don't have to play around with like the Bullet Punch. Instead, I just go for U-turn and I outspeed. I take him out, so I'll get in the initiative that way. Also, I don't think he'll be expecting Choice Scarf Scizor. Do I think he'll do too much this match? I don't think it'll be like important. Like, of course it'll be important, but I don't think it'll be like the most important Pokemon on the team. It really all depends on what he brings. My next Pokemon is Captain, the AV Gudra, Draco Meteor, Superpower, Ice Beam, and Dragon Pulse. Why do I have Dragon Pulse and Draco? Well, the 3 coverage moves of Dragon, Fighting, and Ice is really all I need against this team. So having the choice of using Draco or Dragon Pulse is actually really good for me. The Draco will destroy anything on his team except for the Empoleon, really, or the Umbreon. And the Superpower takes on those two. I have the Ice Beam to take on the Landorus, and then Dragon Pulse if I just want to pick things off at the end. I have the Gooey ability. In case he brings a Choice Scarfed Aerial Acing Lando T, Gooey will... That's just the main reason I have Gooey, is this. In case there's just some weird set. Also, if he brings the Zangoose and the Weavile, I can lower their speed if necessary. I really prepared for his very fast mons well. His offensive checks to my Pokemon aren't checks to my Pokemon anymore. And I made sure about that he will try to come in and pick me off, and then I'm going to pick him off in the process. And that's like the plan I have right here. The Superpower hits the Umbreon for maybe 40% to 45%. So it's just like in the D-League match I had against the Buffalon Bills when I had to Superpower their Umbreon. I can't do it off the bat. I have to weaken the Umbreon first, and then I have to pull it out of my ass. Just be like, Superpower, bitch! Take it out. My next Pokemon is going to be the Miltank. It's a defensive set. This is my main way of taking on his Weavile, and that's really it for the most part. I guess the Landorus as well. Has the thick fat to take on the Flamethrower from the Mega Manectric if necessary. If I predict it, I can always go into this. And overall, it just gets up the rocks. It has the T-Wave. T-Wave is going to be important in this match against some certain things if it's necessary. You guys will see what I mean when I come up to my last Pokemon. But next up, I decided to bring Gastrodon. Gastrodon, I don't know about it on the team anymore. To be completely honest, I don't know. But Gastrodon is just... It's a very good Pokemon. It has a very good ability, very good typing. It's only weak to grass. But I'm starting to understand why some people said that it really didn't fit on my team, because I'm starting to feel that it's just the Pokemon I just do not want to bring. And I was going to bring Bronzong over it, and a lot of you are probably confused. You have a Bronzong. Yes, I did do the free agency, but anyway, Gastrodon I tried to bring over Bronzong. I have the Scald to recover Earth Power, and I have Counter on this thing as well. If anything wants to go for a powerful ass attack against me that nothing on my team can take, I will counter it. And hopefully it works, I don't know. My last Pokemon is the one. This is the cleanup. This is the Sweeper. This is the Broom. This is Water Hazard, the Life Orb Adaptability Swords Dancing Crawdon. After a Swords Dance, there's nothing he can do. There is nothing his team can physically do against it. The only way he has of dealing with this thing is his Intimidators, and that's the Mega Manectric and the Landorus. If the Landorus is offensive, at +1 it can't take an Aqua Jet. If the Mega Manectric is fully offensive, which I think it is to combat my Mega Lopunny, after +1 I do 75% to him, which is 2 Rock Switches. So that's his only way of dealing with me. And then Aqua Jet, take on the Weavile, take on the Zangoose, take on Knockoff to take on the Empoleon. Waterfall, I can take on the Umbreon. So this thing cleans up his team very nicely, and that's what I'm playing for in this game. I'm playing for weakening his mons to the point where I can bring in the Crawdon and just go, it's game over. There is physically no way you can beat my Crawdon at this point. So that is my plan. I understand that this was a tiny bit longer than what probably is preferred, but whatever, it's just what happens. But anyways guys, let's get right on into the battle. Alright, so you see his team, you see my team. Now, instantly looking at his team, I am confused. I look at his team and I'm like, this is not what I expected. I expected Umbreon and the Manectric and the Landorus, maybe Azelf, but I expected Weavile or Zangoose, because they put in a lot of threat against my team. They did a lot of work, especially the Weavile did. So I was confused of what he brought. He didn't bring offense against me. He brought balanced, which I wasn't predicting. He has a core of Empoleon, Dusknoir, and Umbreon with the Manectric, Azelf, and the Landorus to back it up. My best lead is just Mega Evolving off the bat. That's my best lead. And I'm just going to go for Fake Out turn 1. It's my safest play. I'm going to get off the Mega Evolution, and now this thing's instantly a huge threat to his team. He doesn't have anything to take on my Mega Lopunny except for his, apparently his Dusknoir, which we are going to see very early on that Dusknoir is not a switch-in to the power that is Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny just destroys everything on his team. As I burp. More water. So I go for Fake Out, and that does a lot of damage at first. Then I see the crit, and I'm like, okay. So it's a bulkier set, and what is this thing going to actually do to me? Well, it's going to do the same thing I did to people in the previous 2 weeks. It's going to try to burn me. So the only thing on my team that would want to be burned is Gastrodon. It's the only thing that can get burned. And he burns me. There's really nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to go for Scald as my safest play. He doesn't really want to get burned on anything except for the Empoleon. The Empoleon is the obvious switch, but it's early in the game. I'm not going to go for an Earth Power predicting a switch, and then he goes into Landorus, and I don't know, HP grasses me, and then I die. Who knows? Who knows? It's the GBA. Shit like that happens, but I just go for Scald. Empoleon's going to take the damage. Of course it's me. I don't get the burn. I don't burn often with Scald, I've realized. It's not my move to use, but I'm getting a tiny bit whittled down by the burn. It's not really too big of an issue. I have recovery, so I'm not concerned. I'm just going to go for an Earth Power on this turn. I feel like he's just going to go for Stealth Rocks or something. But where he reveals the Grass Knot, which is interesting, except at the same time, I'm actually happy he revealed the Grass Knot at that point, because I was able to calc it. And this is not an offensive Empoleon. This is a bulky Empoleon. What that means is that he's not running max speed, and because he's not running max speed, my Crawdon outspeeds this thing. So I don't have to worry about Aqua Jetting and resisting it. I can just knock off and take it out at any point. Of course, now my Gastrodon, which is one of my ways of dealing with Mega Manectric, is now too low to deal with Mega Manectric. I have to find a way to heal it up. He's going to go for Grass Knot. Now, I do have the Gooey on this thing. I don't have the Sap Sipper because I just don't feel Gastrodon is the biggest threat to his team. I feel like he has other ways of dealing with it. But I guess he thought it was worth the coverage slot. And I'm just going to stay in, and I'm going to go for the Superpower off the bat. Now, I know I said in the team builder that going for the Superpower off the bat was not my best play, but when he has an Empoleon staring me in the face, I'm going for Superpower. Now, this does a lot of damage, and I'm thinking, did I just, like, am I, like, max attack by accident or something? No, I got a crit, and I can't actually take him out from this range with a Draco or a Superpower, so I'm going to switch out. He now knows I have the Superpower, but now he knows that the Goodra is 3 times a bigger threat than it was before. He's going to go for the Wish, obviously, and I'm going to go into my Scizor here, and I'm going to threaten him out with a U-turn. He doesn't know that I'm not banded. He probably thinks I'm Choice Scarf still. I mean, no. He probably thinks I'm banded or Life Orbed or something, and he does not want to take the U-turn. Of course, I'm Choice Scarf, so he can actually take one hit, but that's not gonna... He does not want to do that. And the obvious switch for him is the Landorus, but I go for U-turn. It's my safest play. It'll give me the initiative that I need. Also, this is what I'm talking about. This is chip damage that I need for Crawdon. Just trying to wear down his Intimidators. Look at that. That's like maybe 15% right there. And at +1, I think I actually just clean go for like 80 to 90% on a Landorus. So at this point, I think I already KO it. But I'm going to play it safe, obviously. He's going to U-turn out as well. It's a good play on his part. Not wanting to take on my Miltank. But he's just going to go into the Dusknoir here. And I go for my Rocks. Rocks is a phenomenal play for me. It's what I have to get on my Stealth Rocks. Once again, it's the chip damage every single time. Every single time the Mega Manectric comes in, I want it taking Rocks. I want to punish it for coming in and just weaken it. If it comes in twice, I have the potential of taking it out with a +1 Aqua Jet. if it comes in twice. Now here, I know he's going to burn me, but I can't switch into Gastrodon right now. I think I'm just going to T-Wave it. He actually gets paralyzed, and he gets fully paralyzed, which is great for me. Also, I didn't see Miltank really putting any offensive pressure on him, so I really didn't care if I get burned. I didn't have the Heal Bell on this. I just have the Milk Drink, the T-Wave, the Rocks, and Body Slam. Although T-Wave and Body Slam probably not the best combination. But anyway, now I'm going to go into my Gastrodon to take the burn, and potentially heal myself up. If he's a physically defensive set, which I think he is, I can possibly take a Shadow Sneak and I can heal myself up, which I'm trying to do very desperately. I want my Gastrodon at a decent amount of health to take on the Mega Manectric more. Unfortunately, I'm at 25 HP, which is less than I thought I'd be at, and the Shadow Sneak is just going to take out my Gastrodon. So we go down early 5-6. Now, hindsight 2020, should I have predicted him to have Grass Knot and gone into Goodra earlier? Probably. Does it matter too much because I feel like Gastrodon's not the most important thing on this team? Yeah, no, I just feel like Gastrodon's not important on this team right now. We'll see what happens with it, but I'm going to go for a Dragon Pulse here. Now, Dragon Pulse does roughly 25% to him, around what I expected it to do. And here, I'm just like, fuck it. Let's just go for a superpower. If he makes a mistake, then I can take him out with a Draco. And he decides to go for a Toxic on this turn, which is the biggest mistake he could have made. He probably should have gone for just like a Wish there. But he goes for Toxic, and I do get badly poisoned, and Goodra's life is now significantly shorter. Getting Toxic on an AVMon is probably the best thing you can do to it. But he's going to go for Protect, and I'm just looking at that HP bar, trying to guess the percentage it's at, and all I can think is, I think Draco can take him out from here. I think Draco can take him out. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it'll do minimum a third to maybe 38%. It can take him out from this range, even if he's max specially bulky. I'm quiet. I'm 252. Draco goes, and it slides down very slowly, and I get the KO. So I take down Umbreon with Goodra using Draco Meteor, which was probably the happiest moment of this battle so far. Although, it gave me a little bit of a problem, and that was what I wanted to set up on initially. So now my Crawdon has a problem where I can't really set up on anything. Now here, the obvious play, he's going to go into the Manectric, take that Rocks damage. Thank you for coming in. But he's going to Volt Switch out, and in my head, the obvious play is like, I'm going to drop another Draco. He should go into Empoleon now. That's not the case. He didn't think about me being -2 attack, -2 special attack. So I predict him to go into Empoleon here and go for Superpower, which he goes into Dusknoir. I guess I don't know. I thought the Draco was the obvious play, and the Superpower was kind of just me being cheeky, I guess. I should have maybe dropped a Draco. That's just hindsight. Hashtag hindsight 2020. But, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Draco Meteor now, because I don't have a switch in. I really don't have a switch in. He has the momentum right now, and I'm trying to gain that back. And if I have to lose my Goodra to gain that back, that's actually what's going to happen. I'm going to drop a Draco Meteor, and it's going to be doing that's -2. So now I'm at -4 right now, and unfortunately this is the turn I do go down to Toxic. Again, nothing I can do about it. It just happens like that. But now I can go for pressure. Bring in my Crawdon right here, and I have a choice. I can take a Grass Knot, which I can do, and I can go for Swords Dance and try to sweep now. Or I can play it safe and go for Knockoff, and I can just play the game. Keep playing the game. At this point, I've assumed I'm not going to ever get up a Swords Dance, but I do have the chance to just Aqua Jet sweep him still. If he gets to half health on the Manectric, I sweep him. So what the plan is now is whittle down his mon still, and basically rely on my priority because I have three Pokemon with powerful priority on this team, and one Pokemon that has two forms of priority, the first turn and the second turn. So T-Bolt is dropped on the Miltank, and to be honest, I was surprised it killed me. I was very surprised it 2-hit KO'd me. So I was just thinking, wow, like I didn't calculate or anything. I just thought I can take this. Now here, the fake out's obvious. I'm just gonna go for a return. He does not want to take any extra damage on the Manectric. I know that for a fact. Return is my safest play. Just gonna go for it. And it does a lot to the Dusknoir. It does a lot, to the point where I know a high jump kick can take him out. So I'm just gonna go for a high jump kick, and I'm right, it does just take him out. The Dusknoir, which he brought, I'm assuming as a check to my Mega Lopunny, actually goes down to Mega Lopunny when it came in on almost full health. So now he's gonna go into Landorus here. Now it's me having to think. I'm down to 3 Pokemon, he's down to 3 Pokemon. How do I want to go about this? I'm still afraid of the possible Choice Scarf Aerial Ace or something like that. Power Fly, I don't know. I'm gonna go into my Scizor here, and he just goes for an Earthquake. At this point, I'm 95% sure that he's Choice Scarfed. He led off with it. He's not letting it take any extra damage, which means it's not a bulky set. Here, I should have U-turned out, but I figure the extra damage is better. Also, 2 Bullet Punches is going to kill the Azelf anyway. Now it's just, if I had U-turned out there, it probably could have been more of a differential towards me. But what I'm doing is I'm going to Bullet Punch, and now here's a turn that I had to think about for a very long time. I can try to Bullet Punch the Manectric here and put it in a range of Crawdon's Aqua Jet. And I decide that that is my best play, actually. And I'm going to go for a Bullet Punch again. And is he going to put it in range? Crawdon's Aqua Jet, without any drops from Intimidate, does minimum 50%. Now that looks like it could be 51, just barely over 50, so I'm not going to risk that he lives on 1 HP and then I lose this game. Not going to risk that. I'm going to go into my Mega Lopunny, and I'm going to return here. Now, he's going to go into his Landorus, and at this point I win. I know I win. It just, do I want to win 2-0 or 1-0? Now here, if he is actually the Choice Scarf set, there's a chance he has the Superpower. Now, if he goes for Superpower here, I am going to switch out into my Crawdon, but I want to explain the play. If he goes for Superpower, it is going to kill my Crawdon on the switch, but he does just go for Earthquake. If he goes for Superpower, it'll kill my Crawdon, but he'll be at -1 defenses, and I'll be able to go for a Fake Out and Quick Attack combination, and with him at -1, it will actually take him out. Now, he goes for Earthquake, brings me down to 16 HP because I knew I could live with Choice Scarfed Earthquake, and what do you know, I'm able to take my Life Orb recoil and just take him out with an Aqua Jet. So, Andrew, that was a great game. It was close. It was a nice 2-0 to us. Boosting up to 2-1 plus 1 differential, I think, and that puts us ahead of Hayden, actually, like in our division. Now we have to play Hayden, though, and his core is very scary. He has a very scary core, but one I think that we can break. We have the tools to break his core, and, well, that's just what we're going to try to do. Me and Hayden are both 2-1 right now. I think he has an even differential, and I have a +1, so it's very close between us, and whoever wins the game next week is going to be number 2 or number 3, respectively. So, anyways, guys, I'm SceptileMC, or George, the coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners. If you enjoyed, please comment, leave a like, and subscribe. Really helps me out. Support the Arcaniners as well. Hashtag Arcaniners Nation. You guys know how that all works and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, I'm SceptileMC, or George, and well, peace out.